So in this video, I want to simulate doing a search for a specialist that your regular doctor has sent you to. So I would start in Google and just type in the doctor's name. So for this example, I'm going to pretend that I've been sent to see a ear, nose, and throat doctor. So I just type in his name with a DR in front of it. And look at the results. So Google knows where you are geographically, so it's going to show you the results that are most relevant to you. So if you type in Dr. Steve Cashman, you'll see the Dr. Cashman that's here in Northwest Arkansas. So, but if you were in another city, then you would see someone named Steve Cashman in that area. And so I'm going to show you some things to look for and ways to quickly research who this doctor is if you don't know anything about him, and then that way you can be prepared to either go to his office for your appointment or confirm the appointment, or maybe you don't like what you find and you can choose another doctor, or whatever you need to, whatever information you need to make that decision. So once I type that in, I'm looking at these different results. This first one says it's from usnews.com. That is a national website. It's not a local website. Unfortunately, the first result is not Dr. Cashman's own website, which is actually here. And so that's one thing you need to look out for. If just because it's not the first result isn't a bad thing. It doesn't mean he's done anything wrong or whatever. These companies here pay a lot of money to get to the top of search results. But if you click here, you're just going to see generic information about Dr. Cashman. You're not going to see anything specific that he wants you to know about anyway. So as you can see, this next one is a similar thing. It's actually a rating site, doctor rating site called Health Grades. And it may have some useful information, but it's not going to be his practice website. And then strangely, the next one, so every other one here, is his own website. And so as you scroll down, you'll see the results get what I would call worse and worse. They're more irrelevant. So here you have just a directory at a hospital here. Here, this is another generic website where a company has just combined millions of doctors on a website nationwide, and he just happens to come up. Similarly, here's just a Yellow Pages website here. And then this is Healthcare for People. It's obviously just a generic website. So you really have to be careful about which websites you're looking at. And so as you scroll on the right side, you see this information coming from Google, which is pretty relevant actually. It has a link to his own website, some directions to his clinic, has some star reviews here, 8 Google reviews, his hours, his phone number, very helpful stuff, and this is created by Google. It has some text from some reviews, and these are from Google reviews only, so they wouldn't pull from any other websites. And then here's some alternative ear, nose, and throat doctors here. These are just alternative doctors supposedly in the area. So you can click on those and figure out information about other doctors as well. But here's what you're looking for. So if you don't know anything about the doctor, I usually try to find the bio or the biographical information about the doctor. So usually that's found on their own website. Now, you're not going to necessarily know that this is his own website, but I just know because I know him that this is his website. So I'm going to click here. You can see some of it's already written in the little snippet on the Google results. You can see he's a native of Little Rock, blah, blah, blah. It sounds like bio information, but so does this right here. So it's a little bit hard to tell exactly what is his own website. Now, if you have a doubt, usually this Google result over here, if you have one, is going to be pretty reliable. You just click on website, and that should take you to this ENT Northwest Arkansas, which is the same one that was listed as number 2 in the search results. So usually, if it's just one doctor, sometimes his information will be on this home page where it just says entnorthwestarkansas.com. As you scroll down, you may see some information about the doctor. I don't see anything there, so I'm going to scroll back up where it says About Us. Sometimes they hide it pretty well for some reason. It's not obvious. It's probably under here where it says Our Staff. I don't see anything that says Our Doctor or Our Physician, so I'm going to click Our Staff. And fortunately, his information is the very first thing at the top of the page. Steve Cashman, MD, otolaryngologist, that's an ENT doctor. And so you scroll down and read about it. Here's some of his employees down here. And so you can read about where he trained and more information about what he does in the office and what he focuses on, what his specialty is. So keep in mind that on his own website, this is information that he wants you to know. If there's a bad rating for this doctor, or someone said something nasty about him or they had a bad experience, you're not going to find anything like that on his own website, of course. Sometimes, I'm going to go back here to the Google results here. Sometimes when his own website is not the first result, sometimes it's a bad thing, but not always. As I mentioned, you have these kind of spammy corporate websites that are just collecting a bunch of generic data. Sometimes they dominate the search results. So generally, it's pretty safe to click on the website information here, or the doctor's own website, and then read about the biographical information that you can find on the doctor. So you can just verify that, yes, this guy is, he treats what my problem is, and I agree with my primary care doctor that I need to go see this guy. And sometimes, obviously, they're going to have a phone number you could call. Usually you're not going to talk to the doctor, of course, but you're going to talk to his nurse maybe. And if you have a question about, hey, my doctor is sending me to see Dr. Cashman, and but I have a question, so you can maybe ask a clarifying question before you make an appointment. Then you can make an appointment on that same phone number. Another helpful thing to look at is, go back here to the home page, is how do I make an appointment? So usually they make it pretty obvious. Request an appointment is here obvious on Dr. Cashman's website. And so if your primary care doctor didn't make the appointment, you could make one here and just click on it. And they have a little web form here where you fill out your information. And sometimes they have these little things called CAPTCHA, CAPTCHA. It just proves that you're not a robot. And so you select the star to prove you're not a robot. Just click on it. And then click Request Visit. So some websites are like that, very easy to make an appointment. Others you have to call. But that's one thing that you may want to look at when you are doing your research. So if I want to look up what people's opinions are about the doctor, I might try going over here where it says 8 Google reviews. I'll click on that. It's going to show me only the reviews that are published by the Google website or the Google listing for that doctor. Sometimes they have text where people have made comments. Other times it'll just say, here's a number of stars. That's Google. So all rating sites are not equal. They all have different ways of presenting information about reviews. So you can see on Yellow Pages it says 3.5 out of 5 stars for a rating. You can see this one says 1 star. It is a random rating website. So as you click through here, you can do some research on different rating websites and figure out if you trust the information or the reviews there when you look at the different websites. And in another video, I can talk about those reviews and how to evaluate whether they're trustworthy and whether you should pay attention to those. Usually the basics can be found on this little sidebar here on Google. Like I said, you can click directions here, or you can even click on this map and it can show you where his office is. And then you can click directions here and then type in your address and find out how to drive there. It'll tell you how to get there as well. Be sure to hit reply and send me an email back if you have any questions about how to do this kind of research, or if you want me to make another video in the future about something specific, just let me know.